Hi Janice, it's Rob. I am going to attempt to make my first video for you because as a teacher you know sometimes you learn from seeing, sometimes you learn from touching, and sometimes you learn from reading. So I just want to augment what you've had so far and give you a video. So there are a couple of features that we did not touch upon when you were here. I noticed them afterwards, so I'll try to point them out as I go through. Alright, so here we go. I'm going to show the dashboard first. We're going to start in the middle. And of course, we have that 8.4-inch screen, which is the largest in the category. It's the largest screen you can get in any comparable vehicle, which gives you lots of, larger video, which, as my eyes go, easier to see. You know you've got the heated and ventilated seat positions. You've got navigation, which we didn't talk about today. It has Garmin navigation, rated #1 in the world. And now there are some buttons down below the screen as well that I'm going to point out. You had some of them turned off. Right now the one that with the yellow light is the forward collision warning. We had that turned off today, not that we needed it, but that is your forward collision warning that in the fog will start to apply the brakes if there's an obstacle in front of you that you can't see. If you don't start to stop the vehicle, it will start to stop itself. And it will continue to do that if you don't start to apply your brakes even further after it warned you by applying the brakes and sounding a chime. It potentially could bring the vehicle to a complete stop, but we're not going to say that it does because the intent is you're the driver. You are supposed to react. You should be either steering out of the way or applying your brakes further yourself. But that's another wonderful add-on to this vehicle. And now there's also something else we didn't talk about today. If you look at the screen there, I'll try to put it in the middle, there's an A with a circle around it, and that's the stop start, which means that when you stop at a stoplight or if you stop at a railway crossing, sometimes just at a stop sign, if the vehicle is already warmed up, it will turn the motor off. And as soon as you take your, to save gas and to save the environment, as soon as you take your foot off the brake and go to put it back on the gas, the engine starts automatically again. And then you drive on. So that's another feature we didn't talk about. If you don't like that feature, that button is there to allow you to turn it off. And right beside the A with the circle around it is the traction control. That is to prevent you from skidding. Now if you like to skid, if you want to do sport driving, you can push that button and turn the traction control off. And then there, just underneath that, you'll see the temperature controls. Dual zone, one for the left one for the driver, and on the right for the passenger. And the air conditioning button is on at the moment. You can also just circulate the air within the vehicle, the button beside it. And then over on the right side, you've got your front defrost and rear defrost. When it's 4 degrees or colder and you do your automatic start, the front defrost goes on, the heated steering wheel goes on, the heated seat goes on. So that by the time, and the outside mirrors have warmers that go on to defrost them. So very nicely, when you get in the vehicle, the windows hopefully have already defrosted after a few minutes, and your seat is warm and your steering wheel is warm. It's toasty inside. There's your electronic parking brake, and as your mom talked about, it's got the auto stick where you can move from drive into a position where you control the gears. And then finally there's the select terrain, which allows you, if you leave it on auto, it's 2-wheel drive until it senses it needs to be in 4-wheel drive, and will switch to it automatically if that be the case. And then, I can't see it very well from here because I've got the steering wheel turned wrong, but you've got a variety of screens that provide you with information up there, including what we've got it set at now, which is kilometers per hour. It also, by the way, converts to miles per hour if you take a trip down to the States. And then just a reminder that you've got a self-dimming mirror, you've got the dual zone and the front opening sunroof. Okay, so I'm going to slowly try to attempt to move out of the vehicle. Oh, and then of course, remember you've got the adaptive cruise control, which I probably have to turn this way because I got the steering wheel turned sideways, that you can adjust. And over on the other side, you've got your Bluetooth. And that white button in between the green and the red, when you push that button, you can verbally change stations on your radio or on your Sirius radio by pushing that button and saying tune to satellite channel 32, or whatever you choose, and it will do that. But also mounted on the back, I hope you felt it, but there are audio controls on the back of that steering wheel. On one side, it is for changing stations, from the a button for the presets, and then just levers that you can move to just change station to station. And behind on the right side is you can change from AM to FM to Sirius radio or to your Bluetooth just by pushing a button, and you can also adjust the volume up and down with the two levers. So that's a handy thing to have on your steering wheel as well. Alright, so now I'm going to move outside the vehicle. And just point out something that we did not talk about when we were doing our test drive today. And that is that you have park sense not just in the rear, but those little round buttons. If you can see those little round holes, like that one there and that one there, that senses when you're parking, and it beeps, beep, 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 as you get closer and closer to the vehicle that's in front of you, or a wall or whatever. So it's not only in the rear, it's also in the front. And then your forward collision warning is this sonar system here. You can see that I call it a camera, but it may be something other than a camera. And it also will warn you if you're pulling out of a parking spot, if there's a vehicle coming across from either direction, from either side. It'll warn you as you pull out. So that's handy. There's your dual sunroof and your roof rails. Here's your doors that will open just on proximity, just by grabbing the handle, and then when you want to lock it, you just push the button as you exit the vehicle. And then remember the little triangles on your rear view mirrors that will flash if a vehicle pulls up beside you. Actually, it's sometimes, or you can set it to flash every time a vehicle passes you, so you'd know that they're coming. It's very handy too. All right, there's your park sense in the rear, those little circles, and also lane departure warning, your backup camera. And when we open this up, just a visual reminder of the extra carpet that they give you, the tonneau cover, the extra carpet, your storage space below, with all your little compartments there, your spare tire below that, and your jack, and your automatic closing button for your your rear lift, and the little things that you use to hook on your net. And then of course you also have the places to place your grocery bags, and then this tonneau cover that pulls across. Seats fold down flat. I'll just show you that. Didn't actually do that, maybe you did when I wasn't looking. Easy, you just pull on this lever. Seats fold down flat. Other cars and the other automakers may have fold down seats, but they don't necessarily fold down flat. So that's a real handy option if you're putting something in there like yourself sleeping. Just kidding. Alright, so I think that just about does it. I think I gave you something that describes something else that is a little decal on the outside of the vehicle. And that is, it's a 4x4, but it has active drive 2. And that's a Jeep invention that you won't find on any other vehicles. And you can get a descriptor of it on the internet, or if you want, I can get it to you. Alright, so that's your car. Just want to put your name on it when you're ready. Hopefully soon. Do a total walk around here, just so you get a final look at it. And it's beautiful. All right, hope that helps.